priority of our 8-week program is improving relative strength. So I want you to improve force output while getting lean. And that is the guaranteed way to jump higher and to run faster, is to get lighter while maintaining muscle mass, maintaining or improving force production. That's the guaranteed way to get more athletic. So I had always implemented this protocol when somebody's coming to me right before camp and they got to get in really good shape and they got to look good for camp and also perform better. And I never thought about really releasing it. But then once I started this protocol, I started to realize, look, I think a lot of people that are on our online programs actually need this more than maybe our vert code programs. Now, for some people who already have the perfect physique, their body composition is good, they have good relative strength, they have muscle mass, they have really low fat, typically under 10% body fat, then the vert code is the best for them. But I do think that a lot of our online members would actually get better results by first going through this 8-week protocol and really getting lean, getting that body composition right, and then going into like a vert code or a vert code elite program. So for me, for example, I'd been doing minimal dose vert code because I'm so busy, I can't do the whole program. But I basically do the vert code elite and I just constantly cycle through it. I switch up some things, but typically I'm getting in, 30-minute workouts. So a normal workout might be an hour 15. I'm only doing 30 minutes. So I'm just doing the most important exercises and I'm cutting out the rest because I'm so busy. And also because I'm not about necessarily elite performance anymore. I just want to maintain my 40-inch vertical and stay healthy. That's all I really care about. So I had been doing minimum dose, but I wasn't necessarily watching my diet very much. And so always I was floating maybe 5 to 10 pounds heavier than my optimal jumping weight. And then after this honeymoon and coronavirus and moving into the house, I was floating like 20, 25 pounds above my optimal jumping weight. So for me, eventually I came to the realization that, look, if I'm doing the vert code, I can make 1% improvements because, with somebody with a high training age, if they grind, maybe they can improve elasticity a little bit. They can improve rate of force development. Like there's some things that we can improve, but for somebody who's been training for, 20 years now, working on my vertical for 20 straight years, we're talking law of diminishing returns. And so you're improving by 1% here and 1% there. But with Fat Don't Fly, when you get lean, you make huge improvements. So by the end of the 8 weeks, I had lost 15 pounds of fat and I improved my peak relative force production by 10%. And my braking force, so how I put on the brakes at the bottom of the jump, I improved that by over 20%. So there's no other training method that I would have been able to do to make that big of a leap. And that led to an extra 6 inches on my vertical in 8 weeks. We're talking about somebody with a training age of 20 years who improved his vertical by 6 inches. I mean, that's insane. And I've seen this in NBA players and NFL players, very similar results to what I got, because when you're fat, you just don't fly. It doesn't matter how good your physiology is. It doesn't matter your fiber type and your elasticity, and all of these things could be perfect, but you just have too much weight to lift off the ground. And so the Fat Don't Fly protocol worked wonders for me. So about halfway through the program, maybe I was week 4 or 5, I just started feeling so good. I started feeling light. My relative strength was good. My explosiveness was back. My elasticity, everything felt really, really good, all because I was getting lean. I was getting back to my normal, natural jumping weight. And I realized, look, I got to put this out. So I called my videographer. I said, Calvin, we need to do this program. And normally, like Vert Code Elite probably took me 2 straight years of filming. I think probably every day between the programming and the filming and the editing, everything that we did, it's probably a 2-year process. When I put out programs, it's not like a lot of trainers who are just like, yeah, write it down on a piece of paper, do a quick demo, put it out. I go in depth with every exercise and I teach it at the same level, actually beyond the level that I would teach it in person. And so our videos are extremely detailed and well edited and everything is professional. And so I said, look, we got to get out this program and I want to do it fast. I don't want to have to take 2 years. So Calvin actually moved in with me through coronavirus. He's lived here for probably the last 6 months or so. And we just locked in every single day, filming. So we got the program out. Most people are on week 1. Some people are on week 2 right now. I had finished my 8 weeks, but I'm going back and I'm doing it again because I would like to lose another 5 pounds. I went from just above 200 pounds down to 185. The other day I was 183. I haven't been 183 in a long time. And let me tell you guys, you've probably seen the hints on my Instagram. I haven't talked a lot about my performance right now, but I think you guys have picked up on the clues based on what you've seen me do. The other day I jumped a 46-inch hurdle straight leg, which I've never done before. Now, when I was in my prime, early 20s, I never tried a straight leg hurdle. But as of, 2 years ago, a year ago, when I went to straight leg, I was barely getting 40 inches. I would usually trip over the 40-inch hurdle. And the other day I went out and hit a 46-inch straight leg jump. I got my one leg bounce back. I've been trying not to jump a lot lately because I'm on an outdoor court. I haven't had access to the indoor court, and I'm terrified of jumping outside because so many people slip. So I've been trying not to do that, but I was filming a video. I was doing like a little demo on finishes, and I just noticed that off one leg, I was just floating, and I was just getting up and just setting the ball in, and then I started turning it over and dunking it, and then I started cocking back and dunking it hard. Then I started doing 2-hand back dunks off one leg, which I've never had. And I just realized how effortless I was jumping, because when you're light, but you're still strong and elastic, it makes everything feel so much more effortless. And so my 2-foot bounce is up, but what I noticed the most was that 1-foot bounce.